I was just thinking about how a change of perspective is another reason why we can use photography as meditation. What's really funny is just before I went to hit record on this video, I had the realization, you know, I have two desks here. I sometimes sit this way, I sometimes sit this way. This is a standing desk that I'm talking to you at now, and I almost never have it set in the standing position. And I said, why own a standing desk if you don't make it standing? And I said, you know, I guess I ought to probably do a better job here and get myself standing. So I set that up. Then I thought, oh, well, that's noteworthy because I'm making a video about perception, and here I am changing my perception even just by setting myself up to stand. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But the point, and I have one, is that we can use our photography as meditation to talk about perceptions and how to look at things a little differently and what that does for us. So this past week, I went down to New York City for work. I work on an executive team at a software company. And I thought to myself, I wonder what I'm gonna need to bring with me for photography. Because remember, New York City is Disney for photographers. Like if you go down there, there's just so much to shoot. And I'll put up some of the pictures along the way here while we talk. But I thought to myself, what am I gonna need? And I said, well, I'm not gonna bring my camera bag. I have like a sling bag. I'm going to bring just a couple lenses. What couple lenses should I bring? Now, I had a total of 3, but one of them is a little bitty pancake lens, which I should have put up here, but I didn't, and it's over across the way in my jacket pocket. But just imagine, it's a very small lens. And it's a modern lens. It has only one f-stop, meaning my depth of field, I can't make it blurry backgrounds and I can't make it everything sharp. It is kind of like everything's in the middle, have a nice day. And it has autofocus. Great. I have a modern lens, which is the Tamron here. This is a 28 to 75. This is a modern lens. It does everything very well. And it's got two different, 28 and 75 of course are wide, so it shoots a shot like this. And then it's got a zoom shot, and it can zoom up and kind of, I could do portraits and all that. And it's f2.8, which if I get really close to my subject, I can make the things in the background blurry. Good all around lens. I could have done it with just this lens, but I'm up to 2 lenses. But what did I really want to bring? I've talked about this lens a bunch of times. This is the Helios 44M. This is an old-timey Soviet lens, and it is manual. It is a little bit soft in spots. It's creamy. It gets you very nice blurry bokeh backgrounds and stuff like that. And it's an f2, which is still not the most night vision-y kind of lens in the world, but I worked it there and I was able to do fine. What's the topic? Perception. This is enough of a lens, could have done everything. And in my head, I said, well, what I really want to shoot is I want to shoot my Russian guy, but I also want to have some just in case backup in case I have to do something a little more pro. So like for instance, I've been taking some photos of people from work for a work project. I wanted this kind of absolute certainty so that I could do like kind of a guaranteed shot, and then I could do something a little different. And so it's a matter of perception. What the point is, and the whole concept I want to talk to you about, is that focus and choice and how you frame things, how you think about things sets the reality that's to come. Let's say it again. What you are looking at, how you are looking at it, the tools between you and the actual image sets the reality that is about to come. Let's just say, for instance, that I take my camera and I have my my Helios 44M on it, which is 50 millimeters f2, and I shoot my little guy, Lord Ganesh, who is my model that I use a lot of times to practice focusing and trying different lenses and stuff. And let's say for, you know, Lord Ganesh, I use this guy and I do it wide open at f2, and I make that blurry, creamy background that you're looking for. You get what you want, you sort of get your shot and you're happy. And then let me show you at f8. f8 says, try to get even more of the background in focus. Look at the perception. One is, can I blur out everything but this one subject? Feels like meditation. Can I get the environment around it? Messy desk. And so you can see the difference. So this lens, a 50mm lens, which is a little bit tighter, everything's tighter. I then switched to, took this lens off, and then I put on this lens here, which is the Canon FD 24mm SSC. So this is 24mm, this is wider. So the difference, wider to not, look how I'm zoomed in. That's like if I had the 50mm lens on. Now, come back out, this is like a 24. So a wide lens means you're getting more of the environment. Do you see how you can see like my throne back there? Do you see how you can see like the messy desk? You see the big old portrait from Ukraine? It's all in the shot. So that's the 24mm kind of look. The other thing is this isn't, the Canon is an f2.8. So I'm getting a different perspective because as I'm shooting, one, I can't blur out the background as much with the technology. Two, I'm getting more of the background and I can't get super close to it to kind of try to force the blur. With a modern lens, I can, because some of the tolerances of distance between your subject and the lens are different on a modern lens. Interesting, right? So perspectives. So what do I get if I use a different lens? Well, here's what I get. So I've shown you a couple times already, but look, here's the Helios 44M wide open. Here's the 44M with the f8, which means a little bit more of the background is in focus. f8 is the aperture size, which controls depth of field. The lower the number, like f1.4, everything behind it is blurred out. The higher number means that everything behind it is also in focus, as well as the thing you're trying to focus on in the front. Helios, Canon. Look at the color differences. Same lens, same time, two different lenses, same time of day. Look at the differences you get, difference in perspective, but I'm shooting the same shot. The real thing is right in front of me. I can see the real thing. But my perception of the real thing is driven by the lens. Your perception of the world is driven by how you think and what you choose to focus on. Makes sense, right? You with me? This all sounding good? All right, let's go on to another topic, but that's what I wanted to bring you for the main topic. Let's go to another topic. I plan to show you in probably my next video the results of any of you who want to show me your projects that you did. Remember we had some projects and I said, let's try to do it for 30 days. I don't think I'm gonna make 30 days. So if you wanna stick with your project for 30 days, that's cool. If you started later than some of us who started kind of real time when the video dropped, do it. But anyone who wants to send in what they've done so far, send it to chris@chrisbrogan.com. Shrink the photo down, right? Like we're not gonna put this in the Louvre, so you can make it whatever size. I could use it on the screen. A couple megabytes of photo is perfect. And then also let me know how you want me to reference you, and if you want me to point people to Instagram or your website or anything like that, just so I can make sure you get credit for it. But then let's all take a look at each other's work, right? It'll be super fun to share. I'd love to see it, and I'm always grateful for the messages. Oh man, I've been having such a great time with email with you. It means so much. chris@chrisbrogan.com. Drop me a line, check in, tell me how you're doing. I think that's it. Sorry I hadn't got you a video. I know I'm not supposed to say that because it's like kiss of death to a channel if you start saying sorry I haven't published lately. I was in New York and I was happy to be doing some photography, but boy have I been a little bit ground the last little bit, swapping out CEOs. My longtime friend and CEO is leaving and I'm bringing in the new guy and kind of getting things working for him, so I've been under the gun. But that's no excuse. Drop me a line, chris@chrisbrogan.com. Tell me how you are doing. Tell me how you are feeling. What's changing your perception lately?